The Ministry of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology has convened a day-long validation workshop for its first ever national gender inclusion policy aimed at increasing female enrollment and participation in tertiary and higher education. Research indicates that while females have higher enrollment rates at the secondary education level, males significantly outnumber them in tertiary institutions. This policy seeks to address that disparity by identifying and tackling the barriers that hinder women's access to higher education. Speaking at the event, the Minister of Higher Education, Professor Per Gomez, underscored the policy's importance, emphasizing its potential to correct systematic inequalities.
The gender inclusion policy for tertiary and higher education is not just a policy document. It is a beacon of hope in the fight against systemic discrimination, barriers and marginalization of female and underrepresented groups in the tertiary and higher education sector. It is an instrument that has potential to increase the enrollment, retention, and promotion of females in leadership and decision making. So it covers both the students and the staff within the tertiary and higher education ecosystem.
Also speaking at the convergence, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Higher Education, Ambassador Jennifer Jai, stressed the transformative power of inclusive education.
Education is one of the most powerful tools for attaining transformative development and empowerment. But it can only truly empower when it is equitable, inclusive, and discrimination-free. Therefore, women and girls and persons with disabilities cannot be left out of the development agendas due to their gender or their abilities.
With a vision to promote gender equity, inclusion and equality in higher education as a pathway to economic growth and sustainable development, PSGI outlined the policy's core objectives.
All of the mentioned provisions are relevant to the mainstreaming of gender into our programs and activities. Thus, the main objectives of the gender inclusion policy includes the need to increase female enrollment, retention, and participation in leadership and decision-making, whilst also promoting female empowerment and ensuring that everyone in the tertiary and higher education sector is safe, secure, and free from harassment, discrimination, and violence.
The policy outlines 10 key provisions: access to quality and inclusive higher education learning environments, gender mainstreaming in administration, leadership and governance, increased female participation in STEM and TVET, gender-responsive work and learning environments, prevention of gender-based violence, harassment and discrimination, capacity building and training of female empowerment, gender-responsive research, inclusive partnerships and collaborations, resource mobilization, and policy sustainability. As stakeholders gather to review and validate the policy document, they are urged to engage in a thorough and constructive analysis that will pave the way for a more inclusive and empowering tertiary education system for women in the Gambia. For Voice Out Digital News, I am Abdullah Dabo.